I don't think it matters what age you are. At some point, we have all felt behind in life. It's just one of those universal feelings that's been made so much worse by social media. And I feel like that quite a lot at the age of 32, especially because I have a kid. I really thought by now I would feel so settled in my life. I thought I would have my own home. I thought I would have my own car. I thought I'd be really settled in my career and know what I was doing. And that is just not the case at all. And so sometimes I really do get that sinking feeling like, am I falling behind in life? Like, am I failing? But I also think that maybe that's how society wants you to feel. Like, what if falling behind is actually the best thing you can do? And what if it's not failing and falling behind? What if it's actually the secret to a more successful life? Success and happiness move in opposite directions. So nobody tells you this, but the more you chase external success, the further you actually get from fulfillment. I mean, Harvard's longest study on happiness found that it's not your career, it's not wealth, it's not even health, it's relationships. And yet, how many of us put off our relationships just to try and keep up with society's timeline? Like, I felt like this before I got pregnant. I wasn't sure if it was the right time to have a baby, even though I was in a stable relationship and I was, to like some degree, financially stable. I wasn't sure if it was the right time to have a baby because we didn't have a house and I wasn't really where I wanted to be with my career. Like, I thought I should really be at the top of my career before I had a baby. And so originally we were putting it off. And I'm so glad in the end we trusted our gut instinct and we decided to put having a baby first, because the thing with my daughter, she does not care if I have a home or what my job title is or how nice the car I drive is. She only cares about whether I'm present. And my relationship with her is more fulfilling than any achievement I've ever had. But the thing is, I know I'm not alone in this. Like, I know so many people who do put off kids or do put off even things like marriage and just their relationships in general because they're so focused on their careers and having like a certain car or having a house and just all of these external things that don't really matter. And here's the thing that nobody tells you: those people who are doing everything right and who are achieving all of these milestones, they usually burn out, they're stressed, and they're not really even sure what matters to them. They're trading their health for wealth, they're trading in relationships for status, and they're trading passions for stability. And I'm not saying that any of that is bad. Like, I'm not saying that ambition is bad at all. I think ambition is great when you're really aligned. But if you're sacrificing everything just to reach this imaginary timeline, like, is that worth it? And here's the thing: those milestones don't actually ever stop. I really think of them as this golden handcuff now, because you get the job and then suddenly you want the promotion, or you buy the house and then eventually you want a renovation. It's called the hedonic treadmill. So you feel really good about it for a moment, but then you want the next thing. And so sometimes I think that maybe if you fall behind, that's actually what you need to step off of that treadmill to really think about what makes life worth living. And I felt this way as a dentist. Like, I had the dentist role and that gave me so much, I guess, respect and status. But I called it the golden handcuff because it also made me feel so trapped in a life that I didn't really want. And that's the thing about these milestones. Like, we're so obsessed as a society to like tick off these boxes, but those same boxes can become a trap. And I think about this a lot when I compare myself to mums. So I go to baby classes every week with my daughter, and I come across so many mums who reach this point where they're stressing about going back to jobs they don't like and sending their kids into nursery full time. But they have no choice because they've got mortgages to pay off and they've got car payments and just certain things in their lifestyle that they have to keep up. Before all of that, I actually compared myself to these mums in another way, where I saw that they were driving much nicer cars. Like, they had these really nice big cars for the pram and stuff like that. They all have like nice houses and they have playrooms for their kids, which I thought would be so nice for my girl. And so originally I felt so behind compared to these mums. But then when it came to going back to work, like, I was returning to work that I genuinely enjoyed. I had so much more flexibility and freedom and creativity with it. I still get to spend the majority of the week with my daughter, and I got to choose when I was sending her to nursery. And so this is the thing: like, a high salary, mortgage, that certain standard of living, like, it just looks amazing on the outside. But you have to also ask yourself, what freedoms are you willing to give up to have those things? The most liberating thing that I've discovered is that you really do get to define what success means to you. So for some people, yes, that is those luxury holidays and having this six-figure salary. But then for some people, like for me, it's spending time with your loved ones. It's having that freedom and flexibility, like being able to work from home and being creative. Like that to me is more of what success is. There really is no like universal definition of success. Like you have to define what success means to you. And the moment you're behind is the moment where you can really establish that for yourself. Because ultimately, you are behind for a reason. Like there is a reason why you haven't reached those milestones. And maybe it is because there's something out there that is more meaningful to you. Like even when it comes to relationships, like maybe you're not in a relationship yet and you see yourself as a failure because of that. But maybe it's because you're the type of person who really wants a meaningful relationship. Like you're not willing to settle for a relationship that doesn't bring you genuine joy and you're looking for more, you're looking for depth. Like I know so many people, if I was to post my life on Instagram, they probably would not see me as successful because I don't have a luxury home or like a really nice wardrobe full of all these nice clothes. Like I wear the same clothes all of the time. But the thing is, I don't look around my life and see being behind anymore. I look around and I see freedom, I see choices, and I see a life that I've built around what actually matters to me and not what's supposed to matter. But it is hard when life doesn't really go to plan. Because for me, for example, I always had this really strong vision of where I would be. And I spent so long trying to become a dentist. I had so much student debt and so many exams to be a dentist. And then I decided it wasn't for me. And suddenly I was just looking at all of my peers around me and they were buying dental practices, they were buying their first homes, they were posting smile makeovers on Instagram, and they just looked so successful. And compared to them, I felt like I was just standing still and just falling further and further behind. But I think that is just a feeling because 94% of successful people say it's their diverse range of experiences, not just having this straight path to success, that made them successful. So it's like every single detour is shaping you in some way. So like dentistry shaped me in the way that it gave me patience and resilience and this ability to work under so much pressure. But then working at a startup, that taught me how to build something from scratch. And I've had so many false starts as well. Like I designed wedding stationery. Like that's taught me so much about being creative. And so everything's been building to kind of bring me to where I am. I feel like sometimes we think that we have to have this perfect plan and we have to really think our way into our life and like figure things out. But actually the way that you figure things out is by doing. I think I've realized that you really have to have faith in God's timing and just trust the process because God's timing is never wrong. So for example, us not having a house when we have a kid, sometimes that does suck. But at the same time, if we had a house, if we had a mortgage, we would not have been able to start a business and we wouldn't get as much time as we would with our daughter right now. And that is so meaningful. Maybe for you, you're single, but maybe you need this time to become the type of person who can be in a really solid relationship. Like you need to work on yourself. So this time right now might feel like you're behind, but actually it's the time that you need that's going to eventually get you to where you want to be. Falling behind can be what you need to actually move forward. And then the thing with these timelines is they're completely made up anyway. So I don't know who said that you had to buy a house at the age of 30 or be married at the age of 28 or have your whole career figured out by the age of 25. But these things are always changing anyway. Like in the 1950s, the average age to get married was like 20 and now it's way closer to 30. Housing is more expensive now. Careers are rarely linear anymore. So why are we still holding ourselves to these timelines that don't even make sense anymore? For years, I really did feel like I was failing and falling behind. But then I realized that if these timelines are completely made up, then it means that I get to make my own. And that changes everything. So at the end of the day, you are not behind. You are not ahead. You are exactly where you need to be. The question isn't whether you're meeting society's deadline. The question is whether you're moving towards a life that actually fulfills you.